What's up, Pandeez?
You're listening to the Pandesoul podcast.
Join us as we unpack the flavors of being Filipino
and American. We're your hosts, Dre Magix, the fictitious professor, and EJ Villaman.
And we hope you're hungry.
Because there's plenty to go around. What's up, Pandeez? Welcome back to another episode of the Pandesoul podcast, the funniest podcast in the world, also known as the Pineapple Apple podcast, the Pitch Mango podcast, and the Gago and Pangit podcast. What are the other ones?
Guess who's Gago and guess who's Pangit.
Guess who's and.
Guess who's and. We're your hosts, Dre, EJ, Fick, and our special guest. We have Kaitlyn Fae. What is up?
Hi.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
It's weird. We did a lot of stuff before, and then like you didn't call me no more, and then now out of the blue, I'm like,
I was
hey.
mad at you, but
Oh shit! For
you
what?
gave me beer and I'm over it.
What was you mad about?
I was joking. Wasn't
Oh,
I?
okay. I was like, fuck, man.
Well, I was mad at you.
If I was mad, I don't think I would say it on a podcast.
Why not?
I don't know.
Our 30 listeners.
Maybe I should.
Truth is, we just wanted you on the pod because you're like a cool person.
Oh,
But
thanks.
Cooler
The-
than the three of us combined.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call that a CP.
CP3.
Cool person.
Cool person 3. The sneaky way I got you to be on the pod was like, hey, let's talk about this project.
You got
Your
me.
comic book. See that? So tell us about it. The Mask of Haliya.
Yeah. Well, I work for a comic book company called Cuento Comics. And I don't know why I did that. That was a really bad
You didn't
accent.
just do the voice, you
Yeah,
did the face.
that- I did.
Cuento.
Yeah.
When you do a Filipino accent, it helps to pretend you're chewing gum or like grimacing
Oh,
or
to
biting an
commit.
apple. Biting an apple.
biting.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right? Try it out sometime.
I
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
I heard the
Peanut butter. You know, like,
batter. The difference between a good Filipino accent and a bad one, your tongue doesn't leave your mouth, because a lot of when like the white people do it,
they explode their teeth
They,
instead of imploding, right?
the tongue like is on the lips instead of behind
Yeah.
the teeth.
You have to implode. Yeah.
So it's lolo.
But it's also the intonation.
melody.
Yeah.
The
uh-huh,
melody.
Yeah.
because you have to sing everything like
Yeah.
this
You have to set up
and knock down,
and knock out.
knock out. Set up and knock out.
Because we win.
Because. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off
No.
track there.
No, that's our whole pod.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you guys
The
have
off track.
ADHD also?
AKA
Yeah.
off
Okay.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I work for Cuento
Cuento.
Comics,
Commit.
and
Oh my god.
yeah, I was approached like end of 2017, so like kind of a while now, to write this comic book series that is supposed to star like a Filipina teenage heroine. Kind of like, remember the
drugs.
last time I was on your podcast, Marvel was releasing Perla.
Wow.
Pearl
Wave,
Panggan?
but yeah,
Yeah.
that's how long. Yeah, it's been a while.
Tita Wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird. We had
No.
my boss's daughter's name is Waverly, so I named her Waverly. We called her Waves for short. She could control water, and then like a few months later, Marvel came out with this superhero whose name was
That's
Wave
right.
and could control water.
Dude,
It was
they
so
saw
weird.
our episode.
No,
Son of a bitch.
I mean, I think it was really just like, it was a collective consciousness, right? So, yeah, I've just been working on that, and it's like a dark urban fantasy that basically is about multiple people who are embroiled in this conspiracy and different dark cult factions, as inspired by Philippine mythology. And it's a commentary on intergenerational trauma, mental health, political corruption, and there's an emphasis on the female identifying characters. Yeah, and it's been a long journey. We just launched last March, and issue 3 just dropped, but the pace is picking up because we have 2 art teams now, and we've paired with an animation studio in Manila called Puppeteer. Shout out to Puppeteer.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so it's been,
Puppeteers.
and every cover is by a new local Filipino artist, or not issue 2, she's Chinese, but they're all Asian women. It's an
Yeah,
all
nice.
Asian, all female comic book company.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
the quality of
Awesome.
the paper is amazing.
Yeah.
Just
thanks.
I haven't read the story yet. I'll comment on the story after.
No worries.
But this is what first impressions are great.
Yeah, there's thick, and then there's
That's
that
great.
comic book cover thick,
There's
which
thick.
is great.
My-
Thick with 2 C's.
This
I was
thick
gonna say
with
thick
3
with
Cs.
2
This
C's.
shit is thick like pancake batter.
It's 4
Dang.
Qs. That's how thick.
Thick.
it is.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Thick.
Thick
4
clay.
Qs.
Well, my boss, she personally went to like check out the paper options, and she like ran her hands along all of them.
Dude, this paper got thighs.
Yeah, and she was
Dude,
like, "Ooh, I like
that
that thick, and it's not glossy. It's like a
Yeah.
matte,
Yeah.
right?"
Oh yeah.
She was very particular about it. So,
This paper
yeah.
got thighs.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have questions. I don't even know.
Bless
Shut up.
you.
Shut up.
Dude, I had an
Listen up.
uncle. Whenever you would sneeze or cough, oh, shut up.
Oh.
He was great during COVID. He died. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I was gonna say, I was like,
no,
yo.
I'm kidding.
You say was.
Like most of
That's
the
why.
Yeah.
most of the family stories I come up with are made up. Some of them are
Oh,
true,
man.
but I have to throw in made up ones in there so like they
They're off the
don't
track.
guess
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
know it's
about
you.
who my real cousins are and shit.
Right.
It's
a good idea.
So that whole intro was like very much rehearsed and answered all of my questions.
Oh,
So
sweet.
podcast is over. No.
God.
So how many issues do you have lined up though?
Well,
Because if I start reading this shit and it abruptly stops, like Black Clover.
okay, guys, this is the
Fuck
problem.
this.
Yeah, so I grew up reading manga,
Mhm.
and I didn't, think about how manga was produced in Japan.
Yeah.
It's like a chapter every week or something in Shonen Jump, and it's all black and white, so they don't have
Right.
to color it, and they're set to a very tight schedule.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, fine, first arc, 20 issues, let's go. And I was not thinking about how much time it would take to make each issue, and how you have to wait several months before you finish a chapter.
Mhm.
It kind of screwed me over. So the first arc is about 20 issues, and I have about 5 arcs planned. So it's like at least 100.
If
yeah,
if I catch up, you just come to my house and tell me the story.
I
You
could.
just
I
come
mean,
and like we'll have some coffee and you just
By lunch.
yeah.
well, they're working on issues 4 and 5 right now. So
Nice.
each team is in charge of
I
one
just
issue.
gotta read slow.
Yeah, so it's it's slow, but like we're picking up the pace.
Like the
yeah.
normal production rate of comic books, though. I mean,
For indie comics, yeah.
Yeah.
But and another thing I didn't think about is that a lot of comics are kind of standalone issues. They're more episodic.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to do like Saga, just like continuous, like Game of Thrones, continuous
Yeah.
storyline. I didn't stop to think about, people waiting for the next issue, and then like you have to reread the last one to remember what's happening. Yeah, there's a lot of stumbles in the process, but it's already been started. I have to finish what I started,
Right.
so. Also, I'm starting to feel this, which means I have really not eaten a lot today. But anyways,
Food's
cheers.
on its way. Food's on its way.
way.
All good.
Yeah, but also you're like a vocalist, you're like an actor, and like now you're a rapper. And you write
He's
things-
not. That's not true.
Can we
That's
pick?
not true.
Can we pick your rap name?
Oh no, K Fizzle.
Huh?
Well, okay, she
K
picked
Fae.
it.
Oh, she
K
picked-
Fae and
K
his
Fae?
house. I don't know. I'm just
K
making
Fae
shit
and
up.
the his
Dang.
house.
I'm just making shit up, honestly.
Ooh, who's a his house?
I don't know. My rap name is Wapsi Log.
Oh!
Mine is Flose Rizal.
Wow!
Oh, let's do a draft.
Wait, Sorry, I was like Fapsilog. Sorry,
Wapsi Log.
Wapsilog.
I'm
What?
Fapsilog.
Like-
Why
like
not
WAP?
Rapsilog?
Yeah.
Because you're a rapper.
That's boring.
WAP is like what?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wings and pizza.
Yeah.
Wow.
White and proud.
Wings and pizza.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, and
No,
what
no.
are you? Flo?
Flose Rizal.
Okay,
I've-
you guys
I've-
are punny.
I have to give a shout out to Knock because that's when he
Rose Rizal.
goes to open mic. That's what he writes.
Yeah.
Is his name.
And you are.
Oh, I'm just EJ.
Oh man,
But
can you come up with stuff for us?
That's what we're gonna
Yeah.
do. We're gonna
My-
do a
my
draft.
orig-
We're gonna do a draft.
My original would be DJ Bibingkahan.
Dude,
That's my DJ
I
name.
love that place.
DJ Bibingkahan.
I could be like DJ Adoho.
Dang.
Oh, dang.
Oh, that's our other thing. That's our other thing.
Adoho.
No.
Welcome to the stage.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to the stage, DJ. So our
Chicken
trope
adobo.
on the pod, our running joke is strip club, but make it Filipino.
Oh.
It's like coming to the stage.
Oh,
Adoho.
A doho. Okay. I'll come up with
Wapsilog
something.
works there too.
Yeah, Wapsilog does work.
It's another Filipino
I would watch
food.
Wapsilog for sure.
Anderson Pakwan.
Anderson
Anderson
Pakwan.
Pakwan.
Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston, yeah.
Huh.
Coming to the stage.
Wow.
Chicks and waffles.
A doho.
Dang.
Coming to the stage, Hovleron.
Hovleron?
Hovleron.
Damn.
Hovleron. That's a good
Coming
one.
to the stage, Dick Dinakdakan. Instead of
Dick
Danny.
Nakakdakan?
Dinakdakan.
Are you okay?
Or say Dick
Need
no-
water?
Dick-
Need water?
Dick Nuguan. That's
Oh,
Niguan?
Dick
Dick
Niguan.
Dude,
Dick Niguan.
coming to the stage, chocolate meat.
Oh, that's it.
Ew.
I fucking hated that joke. Or that lie. Chocolate meat was the biggest lie, guys.
It's not real.
It's not
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's already something that doesn't sound appetizing. Chocolate meat.
Chocolate rice is better.
Champorado.
All right, back to that
Anyways.
original question. So actor, vocalist, writer, rapper, all the things.
Multi-hyphenate.
Because like when we met, you weren't
That was for the
super
film.
in the process. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of what was the tipping point of like, I'm gonna pivot into this comic.
Well, I think initially got into filmmaking because I was always a writer,
Mhm.
and I always, I like to write plays and poetry and short stories. So
Simple.
in my mind, the two have always been correlated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just more like, where do my concentrations lie right now? I wanted to write for television. I wanted to do I just wanted to be like a show creator and that
Mhm.
sort of thing. So it makes sense. I haven't given up filmmaking. It's leaning more towards like television now.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Why did you pick like the? Fuck! I should have bought it and read it before.
It's all good.
Like because there's more and more stuff coming out about like mythology,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially
Yeah.
from the Philippines. What was like the research process? Because, yo, I don't care who you are. No one gets told those stories as a kid, like straight up. You know what I mean? Especially here,
Yeah, you gotta ask
Like-
around.
Yeah.
FilAm, and you don't even know if the resource is valid,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Trust
So
me, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Filipino mythos is that a lot of these folk traditions are passed along orally, and like a lot of different mythologies, a lot of the different stories kind of conflict with one another.
Yeah.
You'll go to one region, and
Right.
then there's one god, and in another region, it's like the same god, but all of a sudden they've changed genders, and then the daughter is different, and the son is now like a lion or something like that. I'm
Right,
just
right.
making stuff up right now.
That's the orally.
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
Yeah. What's the other
Orally
one?
transmitted.
I got it. I got it. Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
like, how's the research process? I mean, like, obviously Google search, but like the validity of the source really matters.
It's really
right?
difficult. For the first like 4 years, I was
Mhm.
kind of on my own. I had a bunch of books, but I mean, let's be real. I was mostly just using like Wikipedia
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Right.
And then like finding little erudite websites, and I was kind of for a hot second, I was corresponding with the guy behind the Aswang project, Jordan. And then like last year, I got approved to get my own personal research assistant. Do you guys know Wills Portasio? Well, he is a comic book creator who is part of Image Comics, kind of branched out of Marvel back in the early 90s, right? Right? Oh my God, if I'm wrong, please cut this out. But
Look, we've said way.
yeah,
more
I don't want
untrue
people to
things.
research this and be like, she's wrong. But I'm pretty sure if it's not Image, I want to say it's Image, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I want to say it's Image. These are the guys who kind of worked on like X-Men and stuff like that. But he's kind of this OG Filipino comic book artist who was working with Marvel, and his son became my researcher because Wills was like our mentor on the project.
Oh, hell yeah.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
way
then
back.
then I got hired to write for this other TV show that is also based off of a Filipino comic called Dreamwalker. And so I had to stop because we didn't have money.
Conflict of
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
no, it's just also like
budgets.
I didn't have time to do both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Is
mean,
that
I might
out? Is that coming out?
It's a slow process.
Are you not allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's okay. It's very slow. We're just in the beginning stages, so to be honest, there's not much to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just starting. So, yeah.
Dope.
Wow.
That's
Nice.
that's crazy because like I'm not gonna intro it like that because that's another thing, but like the thought in my head constantly about like our culture is like, how do we know if like the alibata that people are getting tattooed on their bodies is correct?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, like the little Barbarian Sanskrit.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, how do you know for sure that it's right?
Yeah, it's hard to say because a lot of those writing systems kind of disappeared after the
Right.
Spaniards came in.
Yeah.
Did you know that there's all different types of ancient Philippine script depending on the region?
Yeah.
So in the Mask of Haliya, I said it in Cebu,
Mhm.
or Sugbu, as it used to be called back in the day. And we're not using babayin, we're using badlit, which is or like binasaya, which
When
is
it's like kind of dark.
Oh, okay.
yeah, which is like
Bad-
the Visayan,
Bad lit. You.
Bad-
Stupid.
Yes. Anyways.
They can't all be winners, you
Yeah,
assholes.
that was pretty good.
Well, it's like the Visayan version,
Yeah, yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that's
Of,
cool.
and I had to, get these translated by a professor and then some other people who are experts, because the like the badlit that you see in there, they're all things that I had to come up with, and we had to get them translated. So I've been creating riddles, poems, and then also pulling from my own resources.
Nice.
From like, did you know that Filipinos are really into like riddles and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
They have I
Even
forget
in
what it's
English.
Have you?
They're really into
talked to a
riddles.
tito?
Yeah. No, but they're
What's
smart.
this?
They're really intelligent.
Yeah.
I can't remember it now, but in at least in the Tagalog tradition, they have a particular name for like a Filipino riddle, which is two lines that rhyme. I think I'm right. Oh my God, I hope I'm not wrong. It's like two lines that rhyme, and when you figure out what it means,
Bugtong.
yeah, it's something like that. Two lines that rhyme, and then it's always something clever. Like
pun.
the
It's a
answer, it's a
pun.
pun. Yeah, the answer was the moon or like a stopwatch or something.
Kailan mo pinatay, saka pa humaba ang buhay.
Yeah, so
you need to kill it. That's when the
No,
life
if
gets
you
longer.
need to die, it needs to die when, the life gets longer. What the fuck?
they're also really
That's-
into proverbs. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
Isa, dalawa, tatlo.
Ang tatay mo kalbo.
oh my gosh, I like that.
Apat, lima, anim.
Ang tatay mo, 18.
That's it.
Okay.
Filipino Proverbs 101.
Wow.
Classes in session, guys.
There you go.
Yes.
Oh, I got the answer.
What is it?
So the riddle is, kung kailan mo pinatay, saka pa humaba ang buhay. So it's like, what gets, if you need to kill it,
If you have to kill, go home. There's,
buhay, not bahay.
Not bahay.
Oh yeah, I was like,
I was like reading it, like what? It doesn't make
Like I
sense.
get the essence, but the direct translation is like,
Yeah.
but the answer is candle, a candle.
oh yeah, it's dying, right?
Yeah.
As it's melting.
Wow.
Yeah,
This Filipinos.
they're really smart.
Dalawang batong itim. There's two black rocks.
Malayo ang nararating.
That means it is far. Oh, it'll be
coming.
long before it comes.
Girlfriend.
Right.
Right, so like the
Eyes.
third issue that
know
we
what
just
that-
released is called Pain of the Body,
Mm-hmm.
because at one point there's a character who basically says it is what is it? Oh my gosh, I'm already forgetting my own freaking proverb. But I directly translated it from Tagalog, which is the pain of the little finger is felt by the whole body.
Yeah.
Meaning, like,
Nice.
even something small can be felt by the whole,
Mhm.
which means that, like, like if he's saying this speech while he's having someone be tortured in front of all his guests, basically as, a warning to you guys, like, don't fuck up, because when you make one mistake, you bring the rest of us down. I
Yeah.
can't and then he quotes like the book of Matthew saying, like, if one part of your body causes you to sin, like, cut it off, lest the rest of you go to hell. Yeah.
Damn.
So then they like really like butcher him in front of everyone. I'm like
Mat-
spoiling my own story.
Yo, that's
Machu.
What issue was that again?
Issue 3,
Issue
yeah.
3.
which was supposed to be issue 2, but
What are the big, like, pieces of Filipino mythology that are already in.
Okay, so this one.
Don't tell us like where, just like
Yeah.
which one.
Well, I was gonna say where because it kind of is important. So, when I started this, I was like, I didn't realize when I was researching, I was cherry picking from different regions, and then there came a moment where I was like, wait, oh shit, this is not all from the same region.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like talking to these scholars, and I was like, maybe I'll just do a little disclaimer and tell them, we drew from multiple different regions. I
It's
tried.
also fantasy, like.
Well, I don't want it to be disrespectful to the
That's true.
people of this 7,000 plus island archipelago. There's like so many different languages, so many different religions. So what I did was I tried to make it as vague as possible. And then I kind of tried to center it on Bicolano and Visayan mythology.
Mhm.
And there might be a little bit of Tagalog mythology, but like that's it. So I tried to keep it there. And Haliya is like there's no proof that she was a moon goddess, but there is an ancient Bicolano ritual that, priestesses would kind of do under the light of a full moon. So there's that. And Bakunawa is like an ancient sea serpent who shows up in a couple different regions, myths. So there's that. We're introducing different types of creatures like busao, which is, it's like the, etymology of that is varied, but you could argue it's kind of like a ghoul, but in some regions it's like an empowered kind of spirit. And in others, like I want to say the Bagabo tribe, they believe that when you die, your right-hand soul goes to the afterlife and your left-hand soul stays on earth and becomes a ghoul or busao.
Fuck
Yeah. So
I got
pretty sure it's the oh my
Bakunawa.
no. I literally just said it.
Bagobo?
But yeah, that.
Horrible.
Can you cut this? I sound so ignorant. I feel so.
It's fine.
Okay. Anyways, just
We're about to sound way worse right now.
Bagabo.
All
Yeah.
right, so we're gonna do a real quick, slightly altered draft.
Okay.
Draft time.
Draft time. Round one.
Round one. All right, so we're gonna go around. The first item in your draft, we're gonna create a new Philippine mythos. We're just gonna make our own cool shit, right? The first one is you have to create a god or goddess. What are they the god or goddess of? What is their name and what is their power? Second one is a monster. So second one you got to create is a monster on
Okay.
the second round.
So deity, monster.
And a third one, a new legend.
About
Like
the deity and the monster.
no, like Pagpag.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
new custom.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, don't go straight home from the cemetery or else
Yeah.
like
I like the
Okay.
superstitions.
yeah,
Oh,
a
okay.
new superstition. So first one is God or like a deity. Second one's monster. Third one is superstition. Is that sweet corn on the floor?
No.
I ate that one already.
Is that Versace on the floor? All right. Who wants to go first?
You.
Fuck. No, I went first last time.
You proposed.
think
the
I
idea.
have-
Caitlyn.
Oh gosh.
UJ has something for once.
Wow,
Oh,
I
yes,
for
one.
once have a goddess.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, for once.
Okay.
Is
who's
her
it?
name Ember Snow?
Bruh.
You got it.
The goddess up.
So this
Fertility.
The jig is up.
So this is the goddess of giving you vitamin D, calcium.
Oh.
Like the milk goddess, right?
Oh. Okay.
And it comes in the form of a cow, so it's a female cow, right?
But in the Philippines, isn't it always goat milk? So.
It could be. But there's also
Goat.
oat milk, so you could take the G out.
You
No,
know-
that's
know
true.
what
There
this-
is goat milk. So it could be. So it's gonna be the mix of a goat. What else do you get milk from? Cow. You can get milk from
Yeah.
Almonds.
almonds.
Soy.
Soy. You're gonna get milk from oat.
Squirrel.
So this goddess is gonna be called Gatas.
Oh.
The gatas of milk.
The Gatas goddess.
The
I
gatas
love
goddess.
that.
Nice.
Yes.
What's her like kind of
Huh?
thing? Don't gatas have like
Oh,
superpowers and shit?
yeah. She utters.
Mm.
I'm sorry I asked. Fuck.
Are
That's
you
all she
though?
does. She utters.
She's like, ah.
She utters to others.
Nice.
Punny. Gotcha.
Wow.
It has to be a god or a goddess.
Some
Just
kind
a
of
deity
deity.
of some kind.
Yeah.
What if is like the balikbayan? god.
That's a good
Ooh,
one.
That's a great god.
He like.
It's made of cardboard.
He becomes a box,
Dang.
Nice.
and all his children are little boxes that you send back to, you know.
The god of the OFWs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry. When it's time to be creative, I'm not very good. So that's all I can
Says
think
the
of.
writer of a comic book.
Well, right now at least.
Figure
Molly
going.
Lion box god is pretty good.
It's a good one. No, you go first.
If it was a kid,
Uh huh.
if the god was a kid, it would be a balik bata.
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah. That makes sense.
I think mine's gonna be evil. It's gonna be he's the god of corruption.
Okay.
His name's just Bong.
Dang.
Wow.
Got him.
Damn.
That's a dig at all the bongs out there watching your show.
No, his name is Jas Bong.
Oh,
Jasper.
Jasper.
Like Jasper
Yeah.
Bong.
Short for Jasper.
Sorry, Jasper Bong.
There's a hyphen there.
Okay.
Just
Ja-
Bong.
My name is
Got it.
Bong. Jasper.
Okay, I got one. I don't know if this would be a deity or more of a monster. I'll make it a deity. So it's like a prankster god, where it's
Like
like if you
Loki?
mess up, like kind of like Loki.
Yeah.
But he looks like a tarsier.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So it's like if you like fuck up, because it's like if you touch a tarsier, it'll depress and like unalive itself. So it's like you have to be very.
Will it?
Mm-hmm.
What?
It will what?
Unalive itself.
Like it'll.
Meaning.
It'll die.
Like
die.
it'll drown itself.
Wait. Why?
Just because it doesn't like being touched by humans. Like I went to a tarsier preserve in the Philippines, and like don't flash photography, don't touch it, because then it'll like drown itself.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tarshier's Gen Z.
And I thought
right?
I was
Tarsier is
emo.
Gen Z.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
And the
What's
name,
the name?
Tari.
Tariko.
That.
Oh, Tarek.
All
So,
right.
like, a fun fact: when I was doing research for the series, there's like a series of like unexplained deaths, like someone like these kids are being torn apart by animals in a forest. So I was trying to come up with like what kind of Filipino animal would do that, and the artists were like, "Kaitlyn, there aren't really any man-eating animals in the Philippines," and I was like, "There's gotta be."
Manananggal, the aswang.
No, like real animals.
Oh.
Yeah, and I
Not
was
the
doing
fake shit.
research, and I'm like, holy shit,
Tita baby.
there aren't really.
Really?
Like, that's why we're all short, because we never had to evolve to run away from animals. True story.
Oh,
I'm not
interesting.
short.
I ran away from plenty of
You
animals.
should check your phone in case the thing is coming.
Nothing yet.
Okay. Okay, round two.
So the monster?
The monster. I got one. It's just a big ass, like, monster that you have to solve riddles to, like, pass, like, not get killed. And it's, he's always, like, pictured eating Filipino food. And his name is the Tabawaki.
Nice.
Nice. Very good.
Mine is the night lady. So she like texts you late at night and goes, "Where are you? Why aren't you home?"
You up?
Yeah. No.
oh,
I
different.
was supposed to be like a mom, like
Oh.
a like
Oh.
a Filipino. Okay, I mean you could. I don't think that's a monster though. That's yeah.
I mean, monsters text that. Trust me, I'm a monster.
You up?
Interesting.
There's that
Night
one
lady.
Filipino proverb.
Uh-huh.
It's like, the sun is for the light, the moon is for the night.
That's
You ever see that
nice.
TikTok?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
What is that?
It's like some Filipino
It's like a
dude.
pickup line, right?
Yeah, trying to do pickup line. He's like,
Uh-huh.
the sun is for the light, the moon is for the night, and you're for the rest of my life.
Ooh.
Zeus.
That would not work on me. I'm sorry.
No, because you're the one giving it out. That's the
Oh,
Yeah.
will that work on you?
No,
What?
Of course
That
not.
yeah, that line wouldn't work.
Pickup lines don't really work, do they?
Speaking of picking line, my favorite one is, "Are you my appendix? Because I have no idea what you do, but this feeling inside my stomach really makes me want to take you out."
Oh, I like the one where it's like,
It's long.
I know.
oh, what was it? It's like a muscle. Do you want this muscle in you? Do you know what I'm
Oh,
talking about? Like
You
what?
have this many
That's-
muscles in your body or something like that.
Yeah, and then this girl is
Like,
supposed
you
to
want
answer.
another one?
Do you want one more?
Yeah, like, do you want
Yeah.
another one? I can't remember. It's like your
Oh.
dick. Your dick.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one that's like, oh, you look like you have a little Filipino in you, and then
Yeah,
like,
or like
No?
no,
You
like
want one?
are
No.
you
Do you
Filip-
have-
Yeah.
do you, yeah,
it's like, oh,
and
do you
then
want
like
one?
no, do you want
Yeah, do you
some?
want-
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
butchering these.
Yeah.
yeah.
Butcher.
They're not sexy at all right now.
Dang.
It's okay.
Does anyone have another?
Oh, I have one.
monster?
It's also another like trickster, but it's like a shapeshifter.
Your thing is very niche.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I can think of. But it turns into the form of like a walis thing.
Dude.
So then it like hides in the corner. So then if you like grab the wrong one, then it like bites you.
You created Brave Little Toaster, but Filipino.
Nice.
The brave little walis.
That's what you did?
I do have one. It's like this monster that you don't know it's a monster, but it's something that you rely on so much.
Your parents?
Yes, that's it. You got
Oh,
it.
too
No.
real?
Too scary. Too scary.
Too scary.
Yeah, like you don't know that it's like slowly killing you and the inside and stuff like that. And like when you take transportation, like the jeepneys and stuff.
It's okay.
Yeah. I don't know what the monster's called. I think I'm gonna call the monster like a smog or something like that.
A smog.
I like that.
Like
The smog monster.
Smog
Smog.
monster.
Smaug.
Especially in the Philippines.
Dang.
Yeah.
The cross ice white dragon.
Oh.
So like we never finish our drafts, but anyway.
It's all good.
So it's a 20 arc story, 5
20
arcs.
For the
episode.
first, like,
5
imagine an arc is like a season.
Yeah.
It's like that,
Hola.
like 20. So
Hola.
there's gonna be
You
4.
dropped some shit. Do you know that?
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Did you drop something?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
did you drop?
I'm like, did it spill?
My jaw.
Wow.
No,
God damn it.
Oh, well, there's supposed to be like
Sorry.
4 volumes in the first arc.
So you
It's
said
like
each,
5 each.
each arc
5
is a
issues.
season?
Like if you can think of it
Like the
as like a
storyline.
TV show. Yeah,
Mhm.
like it would be like season 1 is like 20 issues.
Are you eventually looking to turn it into like a TV thing?
I'm not allowed to say a certain thing.
That means yes.
I don't
So
know.
if you need a tito, I can speak like that.
There might be some interest
If you need
from certain parties. but
monster, I got you.
you
I
got
like
it.
to
I'll wear the
party.
suit.
Yeah.
Rar. Hey.
Hey, over there.
In there.
What's going on, dude?
That's your
Yeah, that's me.
that's your Filipino
Like,
accent.
yo, man.
Hey,
what's
bro.
going on, bro?
You know what? That would be because you know how some projects that are animated that had Filipino voice actors
Yeah.
were kind of dinged for not having a super authentic.
Are we talking about Trece?
I didn't say shit, man, but like,
Because some people have worked on that show.
no, I know for
And it
sure.
would be really messed up if you talked shit about it.
No, I'm not talking shit about it. I'm just saying,
I'm
like,
kidding.
from what I've heard, because I do have friends that have worked on that show, but like, some of even the super Tagalog parts didn't have the right melody to it.
Tell me about that. I don't know much.
Like I heard, well, okay, so this is none of it. This is coming from me because I just like, no matter what it is, I'll like it because it's Filipino, right? I'm like,
Right.
oh shit, this
You'll
is cool.
Support, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
On some projects, I really like Trece. I didn't like some other things, but that's okay.
Oh,
I'm allowed.
where's the
But wait,
tea?
I'm allowed to have
I
my
We're
wanna
talking
opinion.
about
know.
Trece.
Huh?
What we're talking about.
Yeah, but we're
Trece.
talking about Trece. But like,
Tell me what to hate watch. I'm just kidding.
yeah. No, but like,
After the show.
but here's the thing, like everything, that's what people don't get is like, it's better if your shit is polarizing. Like not everyone's gonna like your shit.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
There are movies where I was like, that was so dumb, but I keep thinking about the movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good thing. And there's movies I was like, oh, that was good, but I never think about it again.
It'll never give
Because
you another
it just
thought.
didn't move me or,
Right.
it didn't elicit a strong emotion.
Right. The magnitude of
Right?
the emotion is more important than the emotion itself.
It took me I was 10 years old when I realized that,
Oh,
Like,
dude, I learned that from a magic lecture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's
Like,
a
even
great.
if you failed on your ass?
Yeah, no, she's a great magician. Her name is Carissa Hendricks. Shout out to
Oh,
you.
shout
You're a genius. But she said your art is supposed to be polarizing because if not, then everything you create is going to be like a 6.
Oh.
I'd rather be a 10 to some people and a
And, like,
3 to
2.
other people
Yeah.
than a 6 to everyone. 'cause
Wow.
No one gives a fuck about a 6.
I really like that.
Yeah.
2 6s.
No,
Three-
that's 12.
3
That's
6s.
different.
12 is different, yeah.
It's off the scale.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Right. Like
really
this.
like that.
Like, listen, this pod
Wow.
is so like pun and Tagalog heavy, but that's like, it's not for everyone. But the people that do hit us up, I'm like, oh shit, y'all like really fuck with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I
Yeah.
really like that a lot. Next time I'm afraid of sucking, I should just be
dude.
like, someone's gonna be into this.
Yeah. Oh, the
Yes.
other thing I picked up is there's a famous magician, and I say this all the time on everything I'm on. He said magic is love. So if I fail to give you love, that's the best way to fail.
Magic is love. So if I fail,
So if I
to
fail
give
at
you love-
magic
Uh-huh.
and I fail at giving you love, that's the most honorable way to fail.
Why? Why is that honorable?
Because the intent is like, I'm trying to provide you with this thing, and if you don't like it, then it's
just
not
love.
my
yeah.
it's not my responsibility
Got
if you like
it.
it or not, because it's a gift.
Ooh,
okay.
good
Right.
advice for dating,
Yeah.
y'all. That's
There we go.
there you-
That's
take that one and
We're
run
a
with
comedy
it.
Yeah.
pod and a dating
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, send me money for all those pieces of
Swipe
advice.
right.
Since we're obviously all super successful in our dating lives.
Yeah.
Checks in the mail.
We're
Yeah.
experts, yeah.
So we're going back to certain projects, right, where the representation is there, but it's not as accurate as really diehard Filipinos want it.
Ooh, you're going there.
Right? No, but it's like, it's true.
Okay,
Right.
tell me more.
Right. But here's the thing, and it's just like Game of Thrones, and it's just like Marvel movies. You can't make fucking everyone happy, bro. Right? Like, everyone was so mad at, like, the Game of Thrones finale. But me personally, I'm like, hey, it was a dope journey. But, like, listen,
We
here's
can't
the
be
thing.
friends.
We can be friends because we can still talk about it.
I
And I know
guess.
I empathize why you're upset at it. And that's why.
I gave 8 years of my life for that show.
Right.
Okay?
But also, how many relationships have you given
I know,
that,
right?
like, turned into complete shit?
Who are we?
Right?
We still
Like,
remember the highs,
look,
right? When it was
I'm
really
gonna
good.
drive. Listen, if I gotta drive to like Fresno, California, right? I'm gonna do all the dope shit on the way. The trip is dope, even if like the destination might not equate to the awesomeness of the journey.
Right.
You know
Wow,
what I mean?
you're
Oh,
like
you said
dropping
Fresno.
truth bombs tonight, man. I'm
I'm
really
just-
enjoying this.
When I said Fresno, I just picked a random city. That, like, no, sorry, I don't.
I'm saying then that the existing FilAm or Filipino content out there in the media is like
Not all of it. I like
okay.
some of it. Some of it's hella
What
dope.
what do you like?
All the shit on TikTok.
Okay.
No, but like, I try and not consume a bunch of it because I don't want it to inform the shit I'm creating.
Okay.
Right, like this pod. I specifically don't listen to other Filipino pods. Like some of them, I'll let them run and I'll play them so they get views. But I
Aw.
won't listen to them because I don't want them to influence the jokes we say on here.
Got it.
Right.
I want to come up with a new word. I've been thinking about it. I just don't know the word for it. But I want to come up with a word that describes. Let me see if I can explain this well. This idea that within certain marginalized ethnic groups, there is a trend for these ethnic groups to put out a certain type of story, a certain type of image, a certain type of genre. For example, like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing in America that revolves around Filipino-based stories, it usually only covers a couple topics, and I want it to cover a
Like-
lot of topics.
Like being an artist and your family doesn't want you to be an artist.
That's just Asian in general.
Right.
But like for Filipino, they're usually like an overseas worker, and like they're cast as
Yeah.
the victim, and like how it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
difficult in America. Or it's like a funny like Joe Coy type thing where it's like everyone's just making fun of each other. And this is a bit controversial,
Okay.
but I'm gonna say, you heard it tonight. I kind of have like a sore spot, a sensitive spot when I see Filipinos basing their art off of just making jokes about their culture because it was funny like in the 90s, you know?
Yeah.
But it's 2023. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 2023 and I kind of want us to at least some of our art should take ourselves really seriously and it's not just tragedy, you know, like we're so poor and like help us out, drug wars, you know? What about all the sophisticated, intelligent stuff? Like
Yeah.
the groundbreaking, like where's our Squid Games, you know? Like where's our anime that is like, I don't know, Demon Slayer? Where's our Oscar-winning bait, you know?
Okay,
You
so
see what I
speaking from someone whose comedy barely wraps around the Filipino American
Go on.
experience, I think I agree with you,
Okay.
but I don't think all of it is this. Like, there needs to be a point of elevation. Yeah, so we were talking about indie like stories and like okay, what stories do you wanna see? You know what I mean?
I
Because
want to see your con film. The one you just told me
my
about in the
aircon.
hallway.
Oh,
in the hallway? In the hallway.
yeah, I mean, that's always the kind of thing about representation, right? Where it doesn't have to be a Filipino movie.
Exactly.
It just gotta be a movie with Filipino shit in it.
Thank you. Or by a Filipino director or writer.
Yeah,
Just make it good.
Yeah, dude.
You
I
know,
don't,
like who was telling us about you, right? You were saying there's an anime out there right now, and it's about like these feudal lords in Japan who get reincarnated as dogs in modern day
Yeah.
Japan. Where's our version of that? That is so amazing.
Yeah, but also like even better, just like Filipino artists. Like, okay, this just came into my head. Holy shit. Okay, sorry. Maybe it's because we don't get the upfront support, so like the stories that they automatically go to are like shit stories,
What does that mean?
right? Because the answer would be just write better shit and be better artists,
Elaborate.
right? You know what I mean? Like the answer, if we're being like, if I was like a Filipino dad about it, it's like just be a better artist. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I have no pathway to do that, but the end result is just be better and make better shit.
He's not
Well,
saying
Right.
easier said than done.
No, for
It-
sure.
you
And I
know,
think the reason is because we don't get a lot of upfront support in the arts. So we always revert creatively to the easiest shit
right.
because that's
Right.
the most like not tolerable but like consumable by
Right.
like the community.
I think a lot of it also has to do with how. Okay, this
Do
is
it.
controversial. Okay,
Get into it.
I don't know.
Huh?
We can't show this part too.
Aircon.
We can't show this part?
No. I mean, like the clip that I will send to my, company will be like, the harmless ones. But this is me getting kind of controversial.
That's you guys got to actually listen and go an hour deep into the pod to
Yeah,
get all this
exactly.
stuff.
So, well, the thing is, the Philippines is run by like the same 16 rich families, and it's
I know,
kind
and
of
why can't one of them be a Chave? Putang ina mo.
Well, oh my god, I sounded like a witch.
Bruja.
So the thing is, if there's not a lot of money that's being funded into the arts, into media that isn't a game show or a teleserie, you're only going to get a certain caliber of art.
Right.
There's only so much money that you can funnel in to train artists to create good content.
Yeah.
And if you're not watching good content, how are you going to generate good content? And I've talked to a lot of artists in the Philippines, and they're all really intelligent. They're all really creative. They know what sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've talked to artists, who worked for television. They're like, yeah, I made that. I know it sucks.
Yeah.
They'll be the first ones to admit, yeah, it wasn't the best.
Right.
And we know it, and we know why it didn't work. But, oh God, I'm going to stop.
No, I get. I
No,
mean,
I
like,
wanna keep my
yo,
job.
I've made so many things. I look back on now and I'm like, this was bad. But the reason I did it was because I'm trying to explore out of what's expected of me.
Well, do you think it has something to do with, like, the socioeconomic status of a country or, like, a certain type of people in a diaspora? Like, India.
Eventually, I mean, like, you go far back enough, then yes.
Well, you have some third world countries like India, for example, who have Bollywood, right? That's kind of a long-standing part of their culture.
Right.
And, I mean, as far as I know, some of those movies are, like, pretty solid films.
Dude, even the ones that are bad, like
They're
I
still
saw,
kind of good,
they're
right?
like Indian Rambo. He took a banana and went like that and sliced some.
I mean, have you guys seen RRR?
That's on my list.
No, it was on my list too.
That's on my list.
Like, they're still putting out, like, quality content,
Yeah.
even if not all of it is great.
Mm-hmm.
But with Filipinos now, there are some really great gems out there. But I think they're mostly by, like, indie Filipino filmmakers,
Right.
right? You have to kind of look for them.
Right.
And I think it has to do with the culture and
Yeah,
like
'cause
the
if
lack
you-
of funding.
If you think of the whole scope of our people,
Yeah.
you're like, you don't know what your identity is until you like have done that, like sit down with yourself and like, what is actually a Filipino? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like, if your whole identity is being conquered, right?
Mhm.
Then what you're gonna try and do your whole life is try and appeal to a mass of
Emulate,
people
right.
Yeah. Survive.
that that their core value system is like influenced by other nations, right? Even our fucking the most popular music in the Philippines right now is fucking K-pop.
Yep.
Right. And it's not taking anything away from K-pop. It's great, right? But the like it's not lack of originality because it's they alter a bunch of existing stuff.
Yeah.
But just the lack of wanting to explore different things. It's like the fear of the unknown, right?
Yeah, it's a survival tactic.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's like
for sure.
with like Spanish colonization, it was assimilate to Christianity or be killed. There was like a very like brief overview of like where like I think a lot of the Filipino survival instinct and the like adapt to the mainstream so that you can survive.
Yeah, the thing is, what's interesting with the Philippines now is there is an emerging middle class, and the economy, you know, aside from what happened with COVID, has steadily over like the past 20 years kind of been getting more and more successful. I think especially in like, you know, like tech or telecommunications sector or something like that. The Philippine diaspora is just global. You know, there are Filipinos in almost every country in the world. Everyone's very hardworking.
Their number one export is
humans.
But like, you know, having said that, it could be interesting to look forward to the future, seeing as how, you know, I don't know if we're still allowed to say third world country. I think that's kind of an outdated term now. I don't know what exactly the term is, but I know that Philippines is essentially going up.
Developing.
They're developing. They're developing. And maybe with that development, like there will be an opportunity to kind of funnel more money into the arts, the media, and entertainment.
There's not going to be a reliance on money based. I mean, all careers are kind of money based, but like
when everyone's starving, you
more
don't
arts based careers,
right? Because art is a luxury. Let's face it.
Oh,
you know?
for sure.
It's definitely a luxury when it comes to the economy, right?
I want to know your thoughts, like coming from a not kind of in the arts dude about all this, because this is a very art heavy like thing.
It is very art heavy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not in the arts. Well, at least like
you consume it
vocationally.
Yeah.
10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And then you clean up.
5 minutes. What? 10 minutes.
I'm trying to give you credit, man.
You know, that's nice. That's what a good friend is for.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait. So what do you mean, like?
What? Okay, all the Filipinos.
This is like matter to you?
All the Filipino centric, or the FilAm centric stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
Do you relate with it, or can you tell if it's like, I don't identify with this because it's done badly, or, you know what I mean?
It's actually a mix of both, right? Because like I didn't relate a lot with some movies and stuff, but just like you said earlier, like I definitely want to support, no matter if it's bad or good. Like I want the studios to be able to have enough, I don't know, money or whatever, or to show that there's enough support that they can make more movies, regardless if it's bad or good. Just like at least more of these to come out, so that you'll maybe hit on one or maybe not hit on one. I don't know.
Right.
But like, I mean, as a consumer, I always enjoy seeing, you know, myself on, or something that like represents kind of myself on camera. But like, obviously, just like you said, I don't want to just see stories that are strictly Filipino. Like I just want to feel like Spider-Man: Homecoming, right? Like you just had someone. It's not a Filipino movie, but you saw what a Filipino in an American movie is like. It's like
house.
Oh, this is kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like
it was a good nod.
Yeah, it was a good nod
for sure, because they got the like intent of the specific role of the culture, right? Which is Lola, right? If that really happened, would your Lola like talk shit and tell him to clean the house? Yes, that's exactly what it is, right? But it's not. It might be intertwined with the culture, but it's not culture based.
But it's also you're not force feeding.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're not force feeding this audience that like, oh, Jacob or whatever his name, Ned is Filipino.
Jacob, Ned.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Good
Jacob.
Yeah.
Joshua. Whatever your name.
Right, like the Lola was like, clean the thing, but also, do you want to pray the rosary and eat the lumpia and eat the pancit and eat everything else? Like, it's not like, yo, fucking subtleties.
Yeah,
man.
like, we get it.
You know,
they're
we
Filipino.
get it, they're Filipino.
Like,
Yeah, I can already tell because the fucking Santo Niño's there. Like, I get it. It's a Filipino house. You don't gotta like open it. Kamusta kayo, Lola? Like, you don't need all that shit, dude. Like, so what is the version? And I was having a conversation with someone else, and they're like, people make art that they needed as a child.
Right.
So maybe whoever made X, Y, and Z projects, they needed that project for themselves, and they're talking to a past version of themselves.
Sure.
Right?
I think so, yeah.
What is the project that, like, if you were to make now that your younger self needed to see?
I mean, I know that like whatever flaws come out of what I'm creating with Cuento, that I would have really have loved to have seen something like that when I was like 10, 11, you know, because I didn't know of any superhero teenage fantasy heroine series that starred a Filipino girl, and let alone a Filipino American girl.
Right.
So I definitely I've had a lot of feedback from women saying like, this is what I always wanted to see. I've been waiting my whole life for this. It's very powerful. Yeah. So.
I mean, like because we're friends in real life, I guess, whatever. I see your shit on Instagram, and I'm like, yo, this is like big.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend said that too. She was like, yo, you know, this is like big, right?
Yeah,
like, this is what we need.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
and
that's very kind of you.
it's interesting just because, like, the stuff I'm doing, right, with, like, Magic Arrows, and people are coming to me and they're, like, saying kind of the same stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I told you before, like, all the shit I do, I never think I'm good enough. Like, I'm always, like,
same.
the worst, and I'm never, like, in a leadership position. I'm just doing my work.
Yeah.
Right? So when I get stuff like that and they're telling me, oh, this is, like, world shifting, I'm kind of just like, I'm just doing card tricks, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I do, like, I oversimplify what I do and what I've done until I feel like I've earned it. You know, because there are moments where I'm like, you get booked for something and you're just seeing like a landscape, and I'm like, oh shit, lying to people and card tricks got me this. You know what I mean? But it's still like oversimplification of.
Well, I saw a TikTok recently of this girl who was like, you know, I used to deal with imposter syndrome. I guess she became a doctor or something. Yeah. And then she said, but then one day I thought to myself, if I have successfully duped all these people, like my professors, my patients, my everyone, like into believing that I am a successful doctor, then fuck it, I'll take it, you know?
Right.
And then when I thought about that, I was like, you know what? I'll take it too. That in itself is a skill.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
totally.
What about you, Fick? What's the, like, what did you need to see as a, like...
Are you full Filipino?
Mixed.
Oh, okay. Half what? White?
He's a halo.
He's a
halo?
Yeah.
He's a halo.
Half Filipino,
You're like
half
my
Pogi.
cousin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that means you're only half
100%.
pangit.
Yeah.
Only half.
Which part is Pogi? The top or the bottom?
The left.
The left side.
Okay.
The right side.
Okay, like, what was the
Filipino and Jewish.
Oh, like my cousin.
Oh, nice.
She's Jewish. And
Oh,
Filipino.
I knew there's more of us.
Also works in audio.
Yeah.
Technically,
So
she's a
last
voice
name
actor.
Schneider.
Oh, nice.
So, like, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think just the like.
Do you think you're making it?
Yeah, I think I'm in the
yeah.
process of like figuring out
Hell
what that looks like
yeah.
for myself.
That's great.
Just because also like being forced into music and then eventually being like, I'll stick with it.
Yeah.
And like falling into entertainment and then like making the most
We're
out
Asian.
of it.
We were all forced into music. So.
Right.
I was not.
Oh.
I was that bad.
You were forced into
Dang.
magic.
They're like, here, try it. And they're like, oh, come back. Come back home.
Wow, that's
Can we
really
get-
bad.
We
man.
can't afford your failures.
Refund.
Don't cut your nails. It's okay.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
don't have
that's
to
a good
cut it.
one. That's a good one.
Maybe technology. Huh?
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
What about you? Well, like, what projects did you need as a kid?
What projects did I need?
Like,
as a
what
kid?
did you need to see in media as a kid? Like, from your perspective now.
Man, it's weird because I never really think about that stuff.
No.
But like, I think I grew up a lot with music, so it was always a music thing for me. Like I would listen to audio tapes of like Borokini Edgar and like those people. So like starting to hear that stuff in the mainstream, like when Elephant came out with Apple Diab, like singing his APL song, I was like, dude, I'm like 13
It's
years
so
old.
hype,
I can get with this, and like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, at least people are starting to hear this stuff, and
Dude,
like,
listening
they
to
can hear
that
Tagalog,
song.
right?
Yeah.
Listening to that
That
song,
what-
you feel like the whole country's on your back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all 2 minutes
Yeah.
and 38 seconds of it. It was a short ass song.
That's a long time.
Nice.
The Bebot song.
No,
Yeah.
the one before.
Which one? There's another one.
So
Oh, the one
on-
where he's like talking about his life. and
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah.
That one.
Got it.
The
yeah.
prayer.
That one
The
goes
prayer
hard.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there
What
you
about
have
you?
it. Oh.
What about you?
Um,
This is your question.
no, I think in terms, I mean, because I wasn't into magic when I was younger, but I think the representation I needed to see, because when I was a kid, I wanted to do everything.
Me too. Yeah.
right? And I still am like that.
We're still like that.
So I needed to see a dude that looked like me do anything and everything he wanted and be successful at it and like have the best time and like not be weighed down by the pressure from like familial pressure or like cultural pressure or just like be free to do anything.
So you want to be a jack of all trades, basically.
More like a master of all trades. Like I'm trying to put in work to like be good at all the shit I'm interested in.
I love that. I love that. There's like an emphasis to specialize and choose one. But why can't you do a bunch of things and be good at them?
Yeah.
You know, there's 24 hours in the day.
Yeah. Also,
Like-
I'm not like I'll sacrifice some stuff. I don't need perfect English. Like I stutter all the goddamn time, you know. But like talking about other like the things I want to do, I want to make them what I feel is proper at the time. And of course, that's going to shift later on when you get better at stuff.
Right.
But at the time, you want to do your due diligence to make it the best that you can make it be, or else then you're just like not doing it justice.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean,
Right.
you're gonna phone it in, and that's what we've been doing for fucking 200, 300 years, and that's why we can't get good art right now.
So what's the solution to all of this? To conclude the episode.
The solution to
make love, share magic.
there you go.
Ooh.
Is that your tagline? Did I get it
No,
wrong? Did I get it right?
you
or
always
did I
get it wrong. It's
So have sex with magicians.
Make
Yes.
make love.
just one specifically, one specific one.
Make
He's
magic, share
available.
love.
Yeah.
It's spread love, make magic. So
Spread
magic.
magic.
So get it right.
spread butter, peanut jam.
No, seriously
No.
though, like what is like we can talk all night about like how it
Yeah.
should
So
be
what's
like.
the
solution? Yeah.
Is it's in steps.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
buy the
Because-
Mask of Haliya. So,
That, no, for sure.
Support.
And then sleep with a magician.
and
Yeah.
sleep with a Filipino magician.
There you go. Sleep with
Yeah.
the Filipino.
Yeah.
Pansit mo.
And have his podcast watch.
And listen to this podcast.
No, yeah. I think the solution, like, it's steps, right? Like, first, you got to break out of the, like, imposter syndrome.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do all that inner shit before you can even, you have to be at least, like, 80% out of that inner shit
Yeah.
to at least
yeah.
attempt something, usually, right?
Right.
Right.
So first step is just be brave enough to try and be brave enough to
What
fail.
if we took a second to tell your listeners,
Listener
you guys
one.
can do it too, right? Like if you're listening to this, is this cheesy? If you listen to this and this is resonating with how you feel, we are giving you permission to go out and make the thing or do the thing or pursue the thing
course.
that you really want to do. Because as fellow Kababayan, am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I sound
don't
so
know.
That's it. That's
No,
it.
keep going.
We-
Go ahead. We're giving you permission to be
your
you.
Support.
victory is our victory too.
Yes.
Dude, that's
So we
the-
believe in you.
Agree. Yeah. Hell
That's
yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
thing about the
Pandesoul.
isang bagsak.
Yeah, that's true.
Sang-
Bagsak. Woo.
I really think that like artists and especially Filipino artists, we're like plants. We have to be watered with like sunlight, and soil, and all that stuff is really just encouragement and seeing other people who look like you doing the same thing.
Right.
That's where ingenuity is going to develop and flourish. Because if you're in a landscape where it's like just, there's no water anywhere, no sunlight, nothing's going to grow. So we have to encourage each
It's
other.
not going to work if we take each other's resources and not
Right.
help each other.
Right. Crab mentality or just saying it's not worth it.
Yep.
That's got to stop. Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
but also like maybe that's another episode.
Yeah.
As a
Yeah.
consumer, I will go ahead and support you guys.
No, yo, real talk. EJ is like
You do stuff
a
too,
hella
I'm sure,
dope
right?
supporter.
Yeah.
He comes to all my fucking shows.
Wow. Well,
Like,
that's something
dude,
too. You're an advocate.
Guys, mad love,
You're
bro.
supporting, yeah.
yeah. So, well, there you have it. You had the message from Kaitlyn Fae, head writer on Mask of Haliya. Go out and do shit. Be afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Be afraid to
don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid to fail, but also don't be afraid to succeed.
And
Yeah.
go support.
Because the first step to being good at something is being bad at it first.
Oh,
There you
I love
go.
that.
Dang.
Love that.
And buy our new merch. There's a back scratcher that says "We got your back."
Yeah.
Wow, I like that.
No, I don't know. We'll find.
We'll
find
get,
it.
no, yeah.
Yeah, we'll make them. We'll make them.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're not afraid to fail.
We're not afraid to get your back.
Yeah.
Because we got it.
we got it, baby.
Nice.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching this episode of Pandesoul Podcast with our special guest, Kaitlyn Fae. Make sure you watch this and past episodes on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And we're your hosts, the Dre Magics, EJ Villeman, and the Fictitious Professor with our special guest. Tell them where they can find all the things. Where to buy the comic, where to find you on.
Yeah, well, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and
At.
Did I say all of them? Just Cuento Comics, KWENTO Comics. You can go on QuentoComics.com and you can order. You'll also be able to see a list of locations in different states and even countries, where
support your local comic book stores.
And you can support your local indie comic book stores, where you can buy issues of the Mask of Haliya. And if you end up purchasing, feel free to take a picture, tag us, shout out, comment, whatever. We're very active on our socials. We just hit 2,000 followers on Instagram the other day. Yeah, and it's growing every day. So please feel free to support, buy our merch if you want to, or you can go on globalcomics.com and order digitally.
Hell yeah! Well, thank you for having us on your podcast. Thanks for being on our pod.
Thank you,
ladies and gentlemen, and as always,
don't forget your baon.
Peace.
O sige na, Pandeez.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Pandesoul.
And check out previous episodes on Spotify and YouTube.
Thanks for laughing, and join us next week because there's enough Pandesoul to go around.
And don't forget your baon!